Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is JD Bosch and today I am bringing you a Shaolin Shuffle Easter egg guide on Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, this is quite late considering we are pretty much at the end of Infinite Warfare's life cycle, as we now are less than a week away from Call of Duty World War II, and I'm obviously going to be playing that and not Infinite Warfare, so this is kind of irrelevant really, but you know what, I've been meaning to get around to it, but I have now, and I'm recording this now, so hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I try to go in as much detail as I can to give you guys the best way of, executing the steps, making it easy to understand, and of course trying to make sure that this is actually, going to make sense to you guys, because there are some steps that just are damn so annoying and so irritating to get over trying to complete, and believe me, I've had to do this so many times, but nevertheless I am going to tell you how I got it and how you can get it done first time. Now, I will say that I did have a good boost here when I went and did the Skull Buster Easter egg, which obviously gives you all the perks, so I would recommend, if you don't have Director's Cut, go and get this. It's not too difficult. You can look up tutorials on YouTube and you'll be able to find them, but it is really easy, and once you get into the boss fight you pretty much can't fail unless you run out of ammo. So without further ado, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get straight into the tutorial. So the first step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to talk to Pam, and this is going to have to be done on round 5. And then once you're on round 5, go and get a Chi ability, rank it up to rank 1 so you get the shuriken, and you're going to want to find a rat cage like this. When you do, you want to throw the shuriken at that cage, and what it's going to do is going to send this rat that was inside around the map to other cages. And when you do find a cage, you're going to have to throw another shuriken at it, and you're going to have to follow this rat around the map until he eventually stops. And then the last shuriken you throw will actually pop this little yellow circle for you to kill zombies inside of it. I'm just going to show you kind of how it goes, how slow he is, and you can't really get him to go any faster, but this is the route I took, and I kind of speed up at in a second just because it's a very annoying having to watch it all. But when you do find the next location, as you're about to see here, you're going to see this little cage sound, which sounds a bit like this. And when you do, that's how you know it's there. If you run out of shurikens, then you can obviously wait until you get more abilities to come back and do it again. Just remember where you saw him go into, or you heard the rat cage, because if you hit the wrong one, Willard is going to laugh, and now you're going to have to go on a wild goose chase to try and remember where you had to essentially put, where you heard that rat cage. It is annoying, but eventually you will come around to finding it, throwing it, and it will come back out. But if you do that, you're going to have to restart all over again. So if you do 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 5, you wouldn't have to do it all over again. So I would highly recommend that you leave one zombie and you make sure you keep your eyes on this rat at all times, so that way you do not miss it. But here you can see I'm about to come up to my last cage now, and these cages are quite distinctive around the map, but once you do throw it like I do here, you'll see this great big yellow circle that appears. What you're going to have to do is kill around about 15 zombies inside of it, and once you do, it will disappear, but you are not done yet, and you're not in the clear. You need to kill ninja zombies, and once they're killed, you're going to see it drop a key. Once you drop this key, you're then going to have to go to the subway station, and on one of the lockers, you are going to see these little Chinese symbols. And the Chinese symbols don't mean anything, it's just there. I think it's kind of like a clue to say that's what you use the key for, but you go up to it and you'll see it opens. You go back to the dojo, and on the wall next to it there's going to be Chinese symbols. You need to shoot the first one, and then once you do that, come to this toilet, it'll be the second symbol, and then there's going to be 2 more symbols up here towards Deadeye Dewdrops, and you need to shoot the first and second one, and you'll hear this noise. That will mean that you have done it successfully, and you can move on to the first stage of the Rat King. So I highly recommend you have some good weapons here, because he does absorb a lot of damage. But once you have killed him, he will drop this eyeball. Now, the eyeball is essential for this next part, and it's probably the most annoying step, because you have to go around the map and you have to look for these weird little Rat King symbols that appear only when you're inside of this rat mode. Like when you pop it, you'll see it's in this Rat King mode, and you'll see these little symbols around the map. But before you do, you have to make sure you talk to Pam before each and every step. If you don't do that, then you will have to pretty much go back to her and redo all that searching again. So as you see here, I kind of show you some of the spots. I can't remember them off the top of my head, it's been so long, but I do believe there's one behind the microphone in the heebie-jeebies. There's one on the police car door, 2 on top of the roof near Quickies, out in the yard near Pack-a-Punch, 1 in the office, 1 in Spawn, 1 near Bang Bangs, and I also believe there's a couple going up towards Racing Stripes. I show you in this gameplay, I can't remember off the top of my head, but once you have found 6 of them, I believe, you are going to be doing probably one of the more annoying steps. But before I go talk about that, I do want to say that this step does require you to, you know, kind of have a good knowledge of the map, because some of them are really sneaky, like this one there, and sometimes also, as you just saw there, you will get 2 in the same location. So once you pop it, you'll have, you know, a few seconds to see if it's in the next location that are like close by. If that happens, that's a good thing, because then you'll be able to save yourself time and try and get around the map quick enough to find them. There is no time limit on this. I'm pretty sure you have an infinite amount of time to do it, but it just saves time to know where the map is, and some of them are quite annoying to shoot at, so just make sure you give it a good old shoot at, and eventually you'll hear the telephone ring and you'll hear Morse code. For me, my Morse code was 407, and I'm showing here all the possible numbers you can get and the Morse code set for them. So this should kind of help you guys out on how to do this properly. But once you have officially got your Morse code, and you have to listen to it fully, if you don't, you won't be able to pick the poster up. But here's a couple of locations. I don't show them all, I'm afraid, but I do end up coming up here towards Racing Stripes, and I find mine on the wall, and I pick it up, and boom, you're on to the next step. So then you have to go to the roof, and you have to put the poster on this light, and you will shine this X on this little building and you have to get an explosive and shoot it at the window. It can't be a gun, it has to be explosive. When you do that, it's going to spawn ninja zombies, kill them. But once you've done that, you're then on to the next step, which is kind of the most annoying one as well. You'll be given all these symbols around the map, and you have to look around and you have to find out which symbol correlates to a letter. And for me in this gameplay, I get trees. I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of names in the description so you guys can understand kind of what words they're after. But for me, I got trees, so I look around and I keep making sure I get the right letter. Now, you have to pull this up on your phone or on a laptop, and you have to make sure that you check the right symbols, because if you shoot the wrong symbol, you're going to hear a big you're going to get it wrong, and you're going to have to do it all over again. Now, I believe you only get 5 tries before you have to wait another round. And I would also recommend, if you have done the Skull Buster Easter egg, do not reload up here, because for some reason Blue Bolts completely resets everything. So, just a caution, do not do that, because you will have to restart it all over again. But pull up that little letter symbols that I showed at the beginning of the clip, and you'll be able to get this done quickly and easy. And there you go, I did it right. So now you can beat the Rat King once again. This time he will drop his brain, and then you need to then obviously go back to Pam, and then you need to talk to her. This little black symbol will appear in the top of your screen. Don't worry, that's fine. But you will get this. That will appear once you've gone 3 rounds of solid zombie killing. And once you do, you'll be spawned back here. Just make sure you kill the zombies. Do not go into the fire, because you will die. But once you have killed all the zombies, it's going to drop this little pole thing. And what that pole thing is, I think it's for one of the train railway things, which you put onto it, and it's just going to turn a few times. That's going to trigger the next step. And from here, you have to go towards Mule Munchies, and you're going to go up these stairs, and you're going to come up here and you're going to shoot inside of this window, and you're going to see a Rat King symbol. Shoot that, and it's going to spawn a circle below you. You're going to need to kill zombies inside of that once again. Only difference is these are going to be these all over the map. Now they only spawn one at a time, so just go around the map and constantly look around for these circles. I believe the locations for these are follow. The first one when you come at Mule Munchies, there's also one in the little room near the studio. There's two in the subway stations, one on either side of the spawns, and I also believe there's one near the RPR wall-by and in the little alleyway going down towards the disco. Now, once you have done all of these, you're going to then hear a big gong. That means you've gone on to the next step, and from there you're going to be doing another very annoying step. Now these steps are what I mean by annoying, because they are so, they're keen on you killing zombies. So before I show you that clip, because you can see a lot of it here, this step, the best tip I can give for this next step, which is when you have to kill zombies with disco balls above their head, I would highly recommend that you train them around the disco area, and when you do, make sure that a zombie is on the disco floor at the time. If you don't, then the zombie's going to disappear and you have to restart. Now, once you have done so, you can then continuously, I almost said a bad word there, you can almost train around that area, and when you do, you'll be able to kill them much, much easier. But here you can see I'm about to finish this last one, and you're going to hear the gong. There you go. And then, of course, you come over here and you hold X square or F on the little disco DJ area, and you're going to see it spawn. Just constantly train around this area and shoot the zombies as you do. And once you've killed enough, around about 10 or 11 zombies, you're going to hear the gong, and you're actually going to be ready to fight the last stage of the Rat King. Now this next step with the Rat King, he does have an awfully low amount of health, and at this point you need really good weapons. I would highly recommend the FHR, the VPR, RPR, any kind of SMG is good for this. But here you go, I am fighting the king one last time, and once you have killed him, he is going to drop probably the best thing you can have, which is his heart. His heart is mega OP. Once you have it, it treats it like a grenade. You hold it and it will kill any zombie within that little radius. Now here I'm unloading him with ammunition, but he's not dying, and this is what I mean by SMGs are really good for this. But eventually, if you don't kill him quick enough, he's going to start spawning ninja zombies, and that makes it 10 times harder. But here you go, I get the heart, and now go back to Pam, talk to her one last time. She says that you're ready. You go down into the sewer, and you are ready for the boss fight. So make sure you have your guns, you have everything you need, and you are ready for this boss fight. And I'm going to talk you through exactly what the stages are, how they work, and what to do.
You've been quite the adversary, but alas, our journey to the death ends here. At one of us.
But you're on his turf now.
So here we are in the boss fight. You're going to spawn in, he's going to be ahead of you. You just need to unload ammunition into him, and he will keep coming at you. He won't do much, he'll just do a bit of his spike, to the ground. He may throw a shield at you, and that's about it. But you just need to keep unloading ammunition into him, and eventually he will disappear. And what's going to happen is he's going to, well, when he disappears, three objects are going to spawn in, which is either the heart, the brain, or the eye. I start off with the heart, as it is the hardest one to do. As you see, there's this green like slime that comes around the entire the radius of the circle, and you need to kill zombies on that green slime. If you don't, then it won't work, and if you stay on that green slime long enough, you will die, as you see here. You have to do this quickly as well, which is why I'd recommend using a melee weapon, because it's just so much quicker. You can just run and kill them on it. It's very quick. If you use a gun, good luck to you, because it is quite annoying. But eventually, once you have done it, you're going to have a maximum spawn in the middle, and you will have done this step. Now, of course, if you this is why I say take a melee weapon, because if you have ammunition and you run out, you're absolutely effed. But if you have a melee weapon, you got infinite amount of tries. This I did it first time, luckily. I think it's about 30 to 45 seconds before the slime comes back. So, you know, try and do this as quick as can. And as you see here, I'm using heart, bang, very overpowered. But you need to unload more ammunition into him. The more of these steps you do, the more powerful he becomes. And the more annoying he becomes. Because he'll start spawning these ninja zombies that have like Rat King skulls on their heads. That's why I turn on the trap, because it's so much easier. You can just focus all your energy on the Rat King. And he'll also start doing that. He'll pop his shield up so that you can't really attack him. Again, very annoying. But you can just take care of that, no problem. And this next step, I don't actually know how to do. And what I mean by that, I don't think anyone knows. But what this next step is the brain. And how the brain works is you need to put it in the middle, and you're going to see these zombies come by with blue eyes. Do not kill them. They, for some reason, are attracted to the brain. And you just need to, I think, essentially leave them. And when you leave them, they just seem to absorb damage from this brain. I don't know how it works. I don't know what it's about. But it happens. And for some reason, you can't really do much about it. So I just run around in circles, don't waste ammo, just have my kung fu ability out so that, you know, nothing happens. And let's just hope for the best. That's as much as I can do. But eventually you will be done. You can then pick up the max ammo and start killing him once again. And at this point I can actually say I would recommend some Fate and Fortune cards. For example, I have Second Winded, I believe is what it's called. So when I have a bloody screen, any zombie that comes near me is going to explode, including the Rat King. If he comes near you and hits you and you get that, he's going to go flying into one of the little red areas where the zombies come from. And that helps out quite a bit, you know, it gives you a chance to run around. But like I said at the beginning, you're not really going to be dying during this Easter egg, because Pam will be with you and you'll get an infinite amount of revives. So, you know, eventually you are going to complete this Easter egg one way or the other. Now, once you have completed the the brain, you will be done, and you can move on to the easiest one, which is the eye. And how the eye works is simple. You pick it up, put it in the middle, and the first time you put it in the middle, it's going to send out the little Rat King looking thing, and you're going to be able to see the symbols appear on the map. You just need to shoot at these, and if you don't do this quick enough, he will spawn more in. But it's nothing you can't handle, really. If you have the Kendalls, this will be easy, and I mean it's easy either way. As you see, I'm just completely just going crazy trying to find them all. But once you do completely own this, you have a max ammo spawn, and you are then ready to finish off the Rat King once and for all. And again, he's going to be quite powerful, so he's going to use all his abilities, and you just need to watch out. But for the most part, he is pretty easy. It's just the zombies you need to worry about, really. And here you go, I finish it off, and I'm just going to unload everything I have into the Rat King. Like I said, SMGs do the job very much the best. LMGs, not so much. The only ones that work the best are the Auger and the Mauler. Other than that, nothing else really works. I just chose this because I just couldn't be bothered to hit the box so many times. Because I just couldn't get it for my life. So here I think I come very close to ending him and getting ever so close to completing the Easter egg. And so that is pretty much the end of the video, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about what you get out of this. Because yes, you get the soul key, and if you are doing this for your second time for the talisman, you get the talisman. And yeah, I just thought I'd tell you what you get when you if you complete this. If you haven't done so, you actually get the samurai sword that Pam uses, and you get that for 10 grand at the start of the game if you don't want to wait around. But if you complete the Easter egg, you get it for free, and it's pretty cool, I have to say. But once you do go up to the dojo, you'll be able to get it easy, no problem. And if you have the train fuses or alien fuses, you'll be able to double pack this thing, and you'll be able to get yourself one overpowered melee weapon. And what this does is when you attack, it's going to send out this pink little tiger out, and it's going to absolutely annihilate anything that comes within your reach. And this is a one hit up until the late 30s, I believe. The same go for the nunchucks, and but that is pretty much it for the video, guys. So I hope you did enjoy this tutorial. I hope that I didn't bore you all to death. This is very new to me, tutorials, but you know, a like is just the world to me, because you know, I do this for fun. Still getting around to getting used to it, and you know, subscribe as well, because I will be bringing more for this when World War II Zombies come out. That I'm looking forward to. And at this point, I am very much losing my voice because I'm not used to talking this much. So I hope that you guys do enjoy this, and I hope that you find it useful. And all I have left to say is that enjoy your time doing this Easter egg. It is fun nonetheless, and I wish you good luck with getting all the Easter eggs done in time for World War II Zombies. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video soon. And I will see you then.